Good evening. I'd like to call the special village board meeting for the Village of Cary for August 6, 2024 to order with roll call, please.
McAlpine?
Here.
Walrath?
Here.
Dudek?
Here.
Collier?
Here.
Weinhammer? Here. Stefani?
Here.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we go on, I've had a couple questions outside of this meeting, and I have a couple questions this morning. Why are we labeling this a special board meeting? The only reason it's labeled a special board meeting is because when we lay out our calendar in January, we dictate every meeting date that we're going to have for the entire calendar year. This was a meeting that was supposed to have been, it was canceled, but we had an opening in our schedule, we plugged it back in, so we can't make it a regular board meeting, so therefore it's a special village board meeting. There's nothing special happening tonight. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Regular business is going to be happening. We will be having another special board meeting at the end of this month, but that is a special board meeting because it's a different meeting than we normally have on a different date. So we're all going to be, we're going to clear that up right now. Okay, now moving to the open forum where the public is invited to make an issue-oriented comment on any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. I have two people sign in. Al Tuman.
Tuman, 219 South Wolf, Cary. I was reading an agenda today and the board's voting on a new townhome development across the street for Ridgefield Homes once again. Fringe business property changed to residential with every variance possible and units facing one of the only other business properties we have in Cary, on Caper. With Crystal Lake building so many apartments at our village border and townhomes proposed by the Holiday Inn, our business property is priceless. Cary's residents go to Crystal Lake for basically everything, and they are reaping our tax dollars. But Crystal Lake needs nothing in Cary, giving us nothing in return. Aldi bought its property in 2007 and built a store. So you're telling me in 17 years there has been no interest in business property surrounding it? Or is our vetting of businesses that stringent that they won't come? That's pretty bad. Jewel and Aldi struggle to keep their shelves full, so we're losing more people going to Crystal Lake's businesses. We pay an economic development specialist for the last couple of years to bring in business. Looked him up on LinkedIn. Came to the conclusion he's a real estate broker and investment strategist for who? I don't know. He plays both sides of the fence. It seems only one benefiting is Ridgefield Homes with its discounted village properties and infrastructure money. Seems only business we can draw is gas station, pot stores, and a redundant gaming establishments. In conclusion, Cary will be nothing without business, and Cary's future depends on it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Mr. Tuman. When I asked you at the end of the last board meeting to come in, we could have a robust conversation of what's happening in the different areas in town. It's a lot more than what you're relaying right now. Love to sit down and talk to you, have economic development be there. It is very transparent, but sometimes development likes confidentiality to keep themselves from being poached from other communities. So they don't like to be noted in company. All right, thank you very much for your comment. Dave Gwynn?
Hello, I'm Dave Gwynn. I live at 321 Bryan Drive in Cary. Bryan Drive is at the intersection of Bryan and Decker. And as some of you may know, Decker Drive is becoming busier and busier, and the speeds are getting faster and faster. I recently submitted a flyer throughout the neighborhood and got a fair response back that there's a lot of people concerned about the speeds. And there's a lot of kids, little kids, that live in the neighborhood. And I see the speeds increasing dramatically. I looked out the other morning and I heard a truck coming down the street, looked out, and there was a big tandem axle garbage truck going down the street, and I swear to God, he was doing 50, 55 miles an hour. And the speed limit on Decker is 25. And I've been working with the police here too, and they've been very cooperative, and I'm very appreciative of that. But as soon as they stop patrolling, the speeds go right back up. So something needs to be done. I don't know what it is. I don't know that a stoplight is the answer. I sure wouldn't want one in front of my house. But I do think that Decker needs to have some radar signs. There is one right now, which is at the bottom of Decker going towards East Main Street. And you know, that's coming down the hill where people are usually doing their fastest, but there's only one of those radar signs, and it's only in one direction. I would say we need at least 4 on Decker to keep the speed to a minimum. So I just wanted to come and express my concern and get the process started to get some action taken. I'm already taking action, and I have some neighbors with me. I've also been working with a nonprofit called Keep Kids Alive, Drive 25. And I just bought 10 signs from them, and the neighbors have bought them, so they'll be putting them up along Decker. So they'll probably put them in the parkway, hopefully. I know there's some regulations regarding putting signs in the parkway, but hopefully it won't be a problem to do that, because we're just trying to augment whatever the Cary police are trying to do and keep kids and our citizens safe. So just wanted to give my concerns, get the ball rolling. I don't know who I can talk to keep this conversation going, but something does need to be done. And as much as I appreciate the police help, as soon as they go away, people are right back going from 25 miles an hour when the police are there, right back up to 40, 50, and even higher. So I'm just trying to take action before somebody gets killed.
I appreciate thank you for bringing this to, I know that's been you're not the only one that has called us regarding this. We do extensive patrolling on that street and enforcement at the end, trying to catch the speeders. Unfortunately, we can't be everywhere all the time, so we try to rotate that as much as possible throughout the community, so you can catch people at various times and figure this all out. I appreciate the signs. I've seen them. I know where you live. At that intersection, I've seen the sign. I think that's great. We'll continue to work with the chief on some various other enforcement opportunities.
Yeah. What are the chances of getting some of those radar signs put up? I drove up towards Island Lake today, and on the way up, there's a neighborhood that's kind of over by the Broken Oar, and they've got one. It's a nice, new, simple sign, solar-powered, I assume, that gives the speed. And I think when people are going down the street and they see those, and it's like, oh, shoot, I'm doing 60 miles an hour in a 25, I better slow down. I think that's the only possible answer, because I know the police can't be all places, all times. So something has to be put up to keep our citizens and especially the kids safe.
Okay, thank you.
And from a staff level, I'll, as the administrator, we will coordinate with the chief at our next meeting with you, and we'll factor in some of those other options out there from a capital perspective and a traffic engineering perspective.
Okay.
So we'll get some engineering insight into it along with the enforcement for you.
Okay, and it probably wouldn't hurt to do another speed test as well. I don't know if that's what they're called. I know the police, I've talked to a few officers, and they told me that they did one a year or so back, and I think the average speed was 28 miles an hour. But for everybody going 28, yeah, there's probably one going 20, and there's probably one going 50 or 60 as well. So, so a speed test, I think, would be helpful. Should I get a hold of you, or will you guys contact me, or what's the next step?
We'll reach out for another meeting. If the chief has your contact information, we'll set something up.
You gave us your
And
telephone.
we have your phone number here as well.
Okay,
and address.
okay,
We know where to find you.
okay. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Mr. Gwynn.
Sure, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is there anybody else that would like to address the village board?
Can I ask a question before
Sure.
you leave? Thanks for bringing this up. Do you guys know just off topic, or not off topic, but just off the top of your head, how much one of those costs, those signs that he's talking about, the solar ones?
Yeah, I put them in the budget. They were about $2,500 a piece, a little bit more.
Okay.
But it depends on how you want to do it, powered versus, battery versus solar powered and things of that nature. So there's other options that we'd have to take a look at. And I'd also tell you that they're probably not, given the topography of Decker Road, going uphill probably is not a problem. It's going downhill, or when it's level, going uphill. I I don't believe, I drive that every day, and I don't believe that there's a problem going uphill. It's going downhill that you're probably having a problem.
With the speed, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I can very much assure you that there was problems with the speeds all up and down Decker.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of people who will agree with me.
All right, well,
I live on a fairly flat part of it.
Right.
And like I said, I see garbage, huge trucks, 30,000-pound trucks going 50 or 60, so.
And I would tell you that there's sometimes a perspective issue, and we'll gather the data from a speed study, and we'll share it with you, and it'll show you exactly how fast people are going, type of vehicles too as well. So we can capture that data. I like data, and we respond to data.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen. Anybody else want to? Okay, we'll go ahead and close open forum at 6:11. A few things on my report. I have a proclamation for Schools Open Safety Week, August 19th through the 23rd, 2024, whereas children in our community are beginning a new school year, and whereas students will be walking or biking to school in neighborhoods on sidewalks and streets, approaching or waiting at school bus stops, and boarding or alighting from buses, and whereas motorists can help protect children by being especially careful in their schools and residential areas, watching their speed, observing traffic control devices, and obeying the school crossing guards, and whereas the village encourages motorists to review and follow the rules of the road as they apply to school zones and buses. Now, therefore, I, Mark Koenig, Mayor of the Village of Cary, do hereby proclaim August 19th through 23rd as Schools Open Safety Week in the Village of Cary, and encourage all drivers to remember to drive carefully, especially when schools are back in session, dated the 6th day of August 2024. We have a few employee anniversaries. I'll just mention the individuals that are not able to be here tonight is Bill Freeman, Travis St. Amand, and Joshua Costable were unable to be with us today. We are recognizing these employees for their first year. We'll start with Kalen Noonan, our Director of Public Works. He is, come on, you know the drill.
No, I think you covered it perfectly. We love the energy he's brought to a very busy time in our village in terms of public works, construction, planning, and so forth. And happy to have you, despite your allegiances for baseball teams. We do differ on that.
It's almost like politics. But we have a small token of our appreciation for you. Thank you very much. Glad you're here. I can't believe it's been a year. Congratulations. How you liking it so far? I'm loving it. All right. Love it. Well, good. Chief, have anything you want to say?
Certainly. Jackson obviously has been here a year. He took Ron Rossi's place when Ron retired and went to Arizona. Jackson performed some of those rudimentary tasks that the other police officers we can free up to do other things. He runs our transmittals up to Woodstock. He does a lot of, he enforces the parking regulations and the metro lots, things of that nature. And he's currently in our process to be a police officer. So he's been extended a conditional offer, and he has one more step is to complete that conditional offer, and that is to complete the power test. It's a police officer wellness evaluation report that's required. He has to pass before he's allowed to participate in basic law enforcement training. So you might be seeing him again introduced as a police officer.
Well, that's great. We love raising you guys up. So thank you. Congratulations. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items A through E as shown on the village's website and is displayed on the video monitor during the village board meeting.
So moved.
Hang on, I just wanted to make one comment. I'm not asking anything to be removed, but for consent agenda item C, I just wanted to make the statement that there's a plan land use map amendment, zoning map amendment, so we're changing the zoning. I am saying yes to this on the consent agenda, but this does bother me that we are changing the zoning for a piece of property when we did tell the school district that we would not change the zoning for them. So that is something that I just wanted to put out there and that I do not like.
Okay, if you'd like, I could pull that off the consent agenda and you could vote against it.
I'm not voting against it. I'm saying that we're about to, on a consent agenda, vote for a zoning change, and there was just a property that wanted a zoning change, and we denied them. So
Okay.
I'm not going to go against it. I'm saying that it bothers me that I feel that we're not treating everybody equally.
Okay, I believe that we're treating these as two separate transactions, two separate areas within the community. One is in our downtown residential district, one is fringe business, so they're two completely different uses for the property. So I appreciate your comments. Anybody else have any other comments regarding that?
I don't think we had a motion.
I said so moved.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Dudek,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Collier,
Yes.
Stefani,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
Thank you. Administrator's report?
Just building upon your earlier statements, just a reminder that our next meeting for the village board will be Tuesday, August 27th. So instead of the third Tuesday, that one is the fourth Tuesday. So again, the reason it's called special is because of the date change. Thank you.
Department reports. Chief Finland.
As indicated on our display, we have National Night Out Thursday, August 8th, beginning at 6:30, culminating with a fireworks show at 9:15. So invite everyone to attend. It'll be held on the Municipal Center properties here and extend into Caper Park.
Okay, looking forward to it. That's always a hugely attended event. Appreciate everything that the Citizens Police Academy does for that. Director Noonan.
No report, just celebrating tonight, the 1 year.
By the way, there's no check inside that envelope, so that's on you, pal. That's on you.
No cake either.
Yeah, no cake. Now, if you were in the police department, we would have cake. Or donuts. Did I go there? I'm sorry. Director Simmons, please. No, you can't? Okay. I got it. Any future agenda items and discussion by the village board? None said. I will entertain a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss litigation pending or imminent, 5 Illinois CS 120/2C11, and real estate purchase or lease, a buy or buy.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll adjourn into executive session. We will be adjourning this meeting at the end of our executive session, so we have no further action tonight, so this is the last that you'll see of us here. Thank you very much. We are adjourned at 6:19.